Okay, says I'm live. 54321. Hey YouTube, how's it going? Scarpad from Scarpad's Comic Treks checking in for the first time since I moved to parts and parts unknown. Still kind of settling in here, not completely moved in. A lot of work yet to be done. So you're seeing me in my bedroom digs here now. Unlike Dylan, I almost feel like Dylan over here. Except there should be a big dog over here that I'm feeding peanut butter to. But no, alas, no big dog I'm feeding peanut butter to. So you have to make do. But just I check in, see if everybody shows up here. But I'm going to be showing some acquisitions, my latest comic book and Blu-ray stuff I picked up. I went to the comic shop today and I did a little hunting pecking, and I can show you what I grabbed from the comic shop from the LCS, as well as my latest mail order haul from DCBS, which came in last week, and some Blu-rays and maybe a couple extra things there. So hope you all are doing well. Everybody's been doing okay, and the comic family, who I've been dropping in and checking on from time to time, that seems to be doing pretty well. So hello, everybody. So while we start off with some books that I picked up from the Discount Comic Shop, my latest haul from last week. Start off with Batman number 94, continuing that Joker War story. I'm finding this to be okay, although the jury's still out. It's pretty much a lead into the Joker War story. Hey, Perry, how's it going? How's it been? How's it going? Doing pretty good. Kind of just settling in here, so I haven't really gotten a lot of stuff done here. So it'll be a while. Still battling to get things up and running here. So, but otherwise, doing pretty good. Just kind of showing off what I picked up at the online and local comic shops. Maybe a few Blu-rays that I picked up. So as I said, Batman 94 was a pretty good read, continuing that story. And conversely, Batman 95 continued that. I like that cover. Probably one of my favorite A covers. Yeah, same with you. I've been watching some of your stuff, although I'll be interested to see how long you can tough it out watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I kind of gave up on that fairly early on. I think I got through the first season of that. It was okay. And I caught up some of the third, fourth seasons. Actually, from what I understand, it gets better in the later seasons. But by then, I kind of checked out. So good luck watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'll be interested to see how you like it in the long run. They used to do a lot more tie-ins to the MCU, and now not so much. I think I got one more year. It's coming back this year, and then that's going to be the eighth year is going to be the last year for it. So once again, great cover there. More Joker War stuff. The foil cover for Death Metal. This is number 2, which I haven't read. I'm still kind of getting into number 1, so most of these books I haven't read yet. I got to sit down tonight and read a bunch of them. So that's Death Metal. I like how they're doing the foil covers for these. Yeah, the problem is by the time it gets good, it's way into the later season. So I'll wait it tomorrow's the final episode. Maybe I'll check it out, and I know it's on Netflix, so maybe I'll check it out there at some point. So these covers in the foil. One of my favorite. Really, I love Batman's Grave. I'm glad to see that they continued this book. There was some talk with what was going on with Ellis and some of the allegations against them that DC would cancel it. I'm glad they didn't. I love this. I love this cover. Number 8, Batman's Grave. And this is the alternate cover for Deceased Dead Planet. Number 1. I haven't read this yet. I want to start this as well. I've been loving the Deceased storyline. I like the last one they put out, the Unkillables, with the villains. I really dug that. It was pretty short, like 3 issues. Yeah, I think Batman's Grave is coming out in a trade. I think it's out very soon. The first 6 issues, so look for that. And then we got Detective 1023, one of the better of the new covers. I like that. I like that knock knock cover. That's excellent. And then 1024, also a pretty cool cover. Detective's been knocking out of the park for covers. I like the A covers on a lot of these. But the variants have been nice too. This is 1023 variant cover. Also very nice. That's not sure who did this. Looks like a Brumejo maybe, but not sure. The alternate for 94. That's a cool cover with Punchline and Joker. Yeah, I haven't gotten that yet. Of course, I get all my new books come from DBCS, and I went down to my local LCS, and I was expecting to find new books in the shelf because they come out Tuesdays, right? The DC stuff. My local LCS, had no new books on the shelf, so I think he's still holding them for Wednesday because I know he used to get all his books in on Tuesday, and he went through them, and they'd be on the shelf Wednesday morning. And he must still be doing that because there was no new books on the shelf, and I went like at 2 in the afternoon. So if they were out, they should have been there. So I didn't buy anything really new at all today. The alternate from '95. That's a cool cover. They put out some really nice looking Joker covers for alternate covers. Yeah, I don't understand that. I mean, if you're going to be open, why not put the books out? Well, maybe he just doesn't have the help. It's too busy. Can't get to them. Hey, Superior, how's it going? Good to see you drop in here. Kind of showing off some of my latest haul and just talking. Perry Comics is here. Thank you for dropping by, Superior. This was probably my favorite alternate cover for Detective. I mean, check this out. This cover is just the friggin' balls. Look at Batman there. Look at Joker. That is, I think, one of the nicest covers that's come out in a long time. Really digging the work they're doing on these alternate Batman covers. Really, really nice. Of course, I picked up Negan's Lives. I haven't read this yet. But I might hold off. I'm going to start picking up the Walking Dead monthly or bi-monthly when it starts coming out in color in October. Because I didn't really collect the original run. I think I got the first issue, the re-release or whatever, and maybe a couple stray issues here and there. But I'm going to pick up the whole run when they re-release them starting in October. So I picked up Negan's Lives. Boy, this bag looks terrible. Number 12, Star Trek Year 5. Really digging this Star Trek series from IDW. Gotta love that. Gotta love that cover there. Little phaser to the head action. A new series from IDW on Deep Space Nine. Too Long a Sacrifice, and I love me some Star Trek Deep Space Nine, so I'm getting hyped to read that. And then here's the B cover. Dollar book there, Batman Classics. And the series overall I haven't been really digging too much, but I've been buying it. And that's a B cover for Batman Adventures Continues #2. Cover itself is pretty neat, like the Batmobile there. And that's the regular cover. Yeah, almost looks like it's a sketch cover. Doesn't that look like a sketch? It looks like something that God Tank would would draw. It's kind of cool that it looks like a sketch cover. Definitely better than the original cover. And this was the alternate of the Batman's Grave #8. That's the alternate cover. Kind of neat. I think he's got kind of Wolverine claws there. I guess it was a batarangs or something. I'm not really sure. And finally, this is the A cover for DC's Dead Planet. Pretty good cover too. I think I like the B cover a little bit better, but that's also pretty nice. So that's everything that's come from Discount Comic Book Service that I picked up. That's new stuff, relatively new. So this is stuff that I picked up today from my LCS. First off, we have a brand new. I didn't have this. I'm wearing my Mego Ambassadors T-shirt, so of course I would have to pick up a Mego. And this is the glow in the dark Frankenstein Mego. And they came out with 2 or 3 different variants on this. One where he's bare chested with the chains, and one that's just a regular, I think something similar to this, but not the glow in the dark. But I remember back when I was a kid, they used to always come out with these glow in the dark Universal monsters. And I love those, so I love that too. So I think see if we can get this guy to glow in the box. So that's the Mego glow in the dark Frankenstein. And Wave 8 of the latest Mego Wave. That includes, among others, The Fly, some Star Trek figures, some Twilight Zone figures, some other classic monsters. Will be coming out by the end of August, I believe. So I should have them, and I'll do a video on those when I pick them up. So let's see. Picked up this. I picked up a lot of 50-cent, 20-cent, 30-cent comics. DC Superstars of Space. That's kind of cool. I believe we have the guy from Strange Adventures, the Adam Strange. That's a 50-center. $30 Invaders #14. always like these Invader covers. Number 15 on the Invaders. Of course, I had to buy some Star Trek, so I've got some. These are Whitman's, not gold keys, so the reprints. But I still like to pick them up when I get them cheap enough. This is number. I'm not sure what number this is because they never put numbers in the front of these covers. But here we go, Star Trek. Love these painted covers. Kind of cool. And then I picked up a bunch of Batman stuff. So this is Detective Comics number 487. It's an annual, I believe. No, it's just a very thick comic. Here's number 518. Deadshot. Number 522. Green Arrow's back, the snowman. Look at that snowman. Number 530. Detective. Ooh, The Killing of Commissioner Gordon, number 533. Looks like me in bed with a CPAP. This is number 531. Batman Against Some Killer Clowns. These old covers really de-emphasized the Detective Comics title, and they really, showed Batman. So a lot of times you look at these and you think they're the Batman issues, and they're actually detectives. They really minimize that in the title. Here's number 529. And these are in fairly good shape. I mean, definitely not high, they're medium grade, I would say. This is number 138, Brave and the Bold, Batman and Mr. Miracle. And I like picking these up whenever I find them. Number 144, Fighting Forces. The Losers. I like that, Losers. I like how the fact there's Nazis swimming underwater to get them. The Haunted Tank. DC put out a lot of these good titles, combat titles, in the 60s and 70s. And then whenever I find some Hulk stuff I didn't have, That's number 245. Hulk smash. Love this cover. This is number 284. Like you get the lead. I'll read anything with the leader in it. And of course, you got all the Avengers in there: She-Hulk, Thor. It's 284. This is a great cover. 244. It lives. It's like Bigfoot. He's gonna get Dr. Scholl. This one isn't in great shape, but it's kind of a neat cover, so I picked this up. Number 200. 25 center. Number 185. It's Thunderbolt Ross driving the octopus tank. Number 184, The Living Shadow. And probably my favorite cover. This would never be on. Well, maybe I guess maybe it would. I don't know, but you got to think this. This was in drugstores probably in the '70s when this came out, and sitting there on the rack. You take your kid into the drugstore and you give him 2 bits to buy a comic book, and he comes up and he hands you this Incredible Hulk issue he wants you to buy for him. Number 291. Thunderbolt Ross getting ready to blow his brains out. I absolutely love that. Love that cover. Something that you would probably not see today. But yeah, that could be in the drugstore, no problem. Love that. So that is my haul with comics. As I said, I haven't gotten really anything in from DCBS yet. I think there's another batch coming soon. So I pick up a few. Yeah, what do you say? Perry says Lux Girl TK likes those horror toys. Yeah, that's a crazy cover for kids. Yeah, I guess it wasn't really for kids. I guess it really was. I don't know. But that's a great cover. All right. So I got a couple of, I guess I'll show off my latest Blu-ray acquisitions. And Perry, keep note. Some of these movies you should probably do reactions to sooner than later. What will we start off with? Start off with this one. When this movie came out in, I think, 1985, I like a lot of people did not like it. And to this day, there's people that hate this movie and are pissed off about this movie because you had a big horror franchise in Halloween. Halloween 1 classic, Halloween 2, yeah, pretty classic. And then they come out with Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And there's no Michael Myers, no Laurie Strode. And people go, what the fuck? What? Halloween? Killer Halloween masks? What the? This movie has really grown on me in time, and I think a lot of people has that can accept this on its own merits as one of the better John Carpenter Halloween entries. Its own separate story with the mad Halloween mask maker taking over things and pushing these masks in to take over the world. This, of course, is a steelbook from Shout Factory, Scream Factory. New 4K scan of the movie, all sorts of commentaries, interviews, and these steelbooks are just really nice. So this is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I recommend it. I have an open mind going into it. Yeah, it doesn't really follow the other two Halloween movies, but on its own merit, it's a pretty good flick. This one dropped down, so I picked up Hobbs and Shaw, and I saw it in the movie theaters. I thought it was okay. Fast and Furious stupidity, but it's got an Atmos soundtrack, and I'm sure it's going to sound really fantastic on 4K Blu-ray. So this is down to like under $10 now. So for all you classic film buffs, I guess this movie here, this re-release in 4K Blu-ray um, of this classic film is the best it's ever looked, and it's the original Stanley Kubrick movie Spartacus, starring Kurt Douglas and Tony Curtis and Peter Ustinov. Who else? Charles Laughton's in this. Been restored. This has both the original version of the movie and the 12-minute additional version, the extended theatrical cut, all in 4K Blu-ray. It's got deleted scenes, newsreels, interviews of Kirk Douglas, who just recently passed away not too long ago. Universal, from what I understand, has done a bang-up job with this. So this is just recently released on 4K Blu-ray. Look for it. I really enjoyed this version of this movie, Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 version of it. Done by Tom Savini, who is the master of the special effects for a lot of 80s horror films. And it's really up there, next to the original. This really preserves a lot of the story, a lot of the feeling of the original movie. The whole subtext behind the original movie is still in this movie. Stars Pat Tallman, who basically is a stunt person. She's also plays Lita Alexander in Babylon 5. Any Babylon 5 fans here in the role of Barbara, much stronger 90s Barbara, who's not a mouse like the original one was. But this really is a good version of Night of the Living Dead. If you like Night of the Living Dead, I really wholeheartedly recommend this version, directed by Tom Savini. Also, from Scream Factory, a 2-disc version of Dawn of the Dead. This is the 2004 remake, directed by Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder really did a good job with this picture. Some of the other Zack Snyder films have been up and down with, but he did a really good job with this. Maintains the spirit of the original, going to the mall with the zombies, and expands upon it, modernizes it. New modern special effects. This has a new 2K master. It's a Blu-ray, but it's from a 2K master. It's got new interviews. It's got the unrated version on disc 2. I really enjoyed this version with Ving Rhames and Sarah Polley. If you like it, this is probably the best version of it out there. Airplane Steelbook 40th anniversary version just came out. This is brand new. It's got a new version of the movie on here, as far as the new. I don't think it's a 4K, but it's a new 1080p version. Yeah, it was from a 4K transfer, so this is probably likely the best this movie will ever look on video on Blu-ray. And it's got new features, original special features. Got a really nice steelbook for anybody that likes steelbooks. And I usually pick them up if I can get them fairly cheaply. And this comes with a Blu-ray and the digital. So Airplane, I don't have to tell you about this movie. This is just. Do you like gladiator? Do you like movies about gladiators? Also from Scream Factory, another 80s flick that Perry's got to get around to watching. Directed by Joe Dante, that's The Howling. Really up there with, in the top 5 of great werewolf movies. And, once again, Steelbook. And Scream Factory just does a great job with these. These are brand new versions of the movies. You get outtakes, interviews, theatrical trailers. Um, this was just The Howling was a great 80s horror movie, werewolf movie, probably up there with American Werewolf in London. So I would recommend The Howling. Perry, gonna watch it. I'm a huge fan of Sean Simon Pegg. Of course, Simon Pegg recently did the the Star Trek movies, directed, and I think he wrote the last one. And he did a pretty decent job as Scotty in some weak Star Trek movies. But here we got a 4K Blu-ray 3-disc release of the Simon Pegg films, along with Nick Frost. Of course, the classic here is Shaun of the Dead. And if you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead, it's great. A great sending up parody of the zombie horror films. Hot Fuzz is a send up of the police 80s and 90s police movies. The World's End is an apocalyptic tale. Your typical twisted Simon Pegg British humor. This has all three movies on one disc. You can find this for around 23, $24. So you're getting each movie for like $8 in 4K. You can't beat that with a stick. Brand new coming out from Arrow. Arrow releases is a boutique video label that releases a lot of 80s and 90s horror films. And here we have Creepshow 2 on the Arrow Video. Once again, it's a brand new master, 2K master. It's got all sorts of special features on it, as you can see. I don't think I've ever seen Creepshow 2. I think I've seen pieces of this. I love, of course, the original Creepshow is a classic. I heard this was not quite as good, but it's still got pretty good reviews, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. And anytime I can get Arrow Video is just the best. Finally, this is just recently dropped in price. So if you look around, you can probably find this fairly cheaply. I think I got this for under $30, maybe 20, $28. It's 4K triple feature box set from The Mummy with the Brendan Fraser mummy from the 90s and the early 2000s, I believe. And this has got The Mummy Returns, and The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Now, I never saw that one. I don't know how good that one is. But The Mummy I liked. I thought was a classic in the vein of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Brendan Fraser is great in it. The Mummy Returns was pretty decent too. And once again, this is from Universal, and they usually do a bang up job with their 4K releases. And got Dolby Atmos tracks, new special features, a box set with all three of the movies in it. So for under $10 a movie, if you're a fan of these films, I don't think you can go wrong with this box set. And I think that's about it. So that's pretty much everything that I've gotten probably in the last couple months since I moved. Just thought I'd jump in here, say hey everybody, and hope everybody's doing well, and show some of the stuff I picked up, some of the stuff I'm reading, some of the stuff I'm trying to watch. Although that's not going to be easy for a while because most of my stuff's going to be in boxes for the foreseeable few months. So we'll see what happens. And of course, I'm shoved in a corner for a while until we can get things up and running here. So we'll catch you guys later. I'm glad I was able to spend some time with you. Everybody stay safe, have a good time, keep reading, keep trekking, and have a good day, everybody. We'll catch you later.